All right, lads, welcome back to another Stogie Lads cigar review. We have a cigar from a brand that I want to give a fair shot now and sort of make up my mind on. This is the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Sungrown. Perdomo is a brand that I have not smoked too much of. I've had a few of their cigars. I don't mind them, but I, in general, sort of seem to put them in that same category as, I guess, like Rocky Patel, where they're a big volume brand, is what I like to say. It's sort of, they make a lot of crowd pleasers and good, well-priced cigars, well-distributed, good marketing, and they're easy to get your hands on, but they're usually not anything too crazy or memorable or special. So that's why I don't reach for them that much. But they get a lot of praise. I mean, Perdomo is a very famous brand. A lot of people speak very highly of this 20th anniversary. I've heard really good things about the specific Sungrown. It's also, this is a 56 ring gauge cigar. They call this a Robusto. I think that's too big for a Robusto. Another sort of qualm I have with, but it's you know, it's a very American market kind of cigar. This, I should say, is a Nicaraguan puro. So it's a Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and then it uses fillers from all the Nicaraguan main growing areas. So Esteli, Jalapa, and Condega, and that's a pretty cool angle, I guess. So it's a very, very Nicaraguan cigar. Other than that, it is a 5-inch cigar. So yeah, very wow, rich mineral earth, classic Nicaragua. You can taste that immediately. Yeah, this is one of their many, and another sort of angle as to why I'm a little bit skeptical about Perdomo. I guess they have so many Nicaraguan puros. They have like 6 or 7 different Maduros. I just wonder sort of what the difference is, other than just marketing. They make super nice bands. You can see it there. It's so golden and shiny and good looking. Really good, well rolled cigar, I should say. And just a big sort of nice looking piece. Good earthy Nicaraguan flavor so far. I'm gonna let this develop a little bit. We'll see if there's anything special about it. I sound very critical. I don't have anything against Perdomo whatsoever. It's just a brand that I don't often reach for, so we'll see if this can change my mind. I'll get back to you guys in the first third. All right, so I'm 15 minutes in. First and foremost, can't ask for any better construction. It is literally pinpoint accurate. It is as perfect as you can get. That's all stellar. Really happy with that. You can feel the quality of the cigar and the construction itself. You can feel it and see immediately. It was very, very good. Other than that, it's from the first few puffs that I updated, it's actually changed very rapidly. It had that heavy, earthy, mineral sort of punch of flavor that you get in Padrones very often. There's that signature sort of Nicaraguan earth, but that disappeared very fast. It's settled now where there's a bit of acidity. In the beginning, that acidity was pretty sour and bad, and I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. Now it's a little bit better. It's almost like a little bit more fruity, which is good. And there's a little bit of spice, a tiny, tiny bit of wood. It's actually not that flavorful as, in the grand scheme of things, it's I guess it's medium bodied and all that stuff, but I was expecting, you know, a Nicaraguan sun-grown with a punch of flavor. It's a lot lighter than expected. The star of the show so far is the finish. It's a very long and very nice caramel finish. It's actually very delicious. It comes in after a while. The finish is really super nice. The beginning, the palate is a little bit underwhelming. It's almost as if there's lacking of flavor. It's very like tobacco forward. It tastes like just standard cigar, I guess. There's not a lot of heavy, clear notes hitting, but except for the finish, as I said, that's got a very clean, beautiful caramel, and that's quite delicious so far. So we'll see. It's burning on nicely. It's burning slowly. Tons of smoke coming off as well. So we'll see. I'll get back to you guys in the second third, somewhere around the halfway line, and see how the cigar continues. All right, halfway in, more or less. About 35 minutes in, so it's burning nice and slow. Needed a tiny touch up on one side that was lagging behind, but other than that, the construction's really good. It's kind of an unusual cigar for me here because there's no real negatives. in terms of any bad notes, but there are just barely any notes at all. There's such a big lack of flavor here. So in the first third, you know, I talked about how there was a little bit of wood, there was a little bit of earth, not too much flavor though. I thought it was going to open up from there, so I wasn't really saying anything bad about it at that point, because sometimes the first third is a little slow to open up and then you get shift, but there's nothing that's happened here. It's light earth, it's light wood. The sweetness on the finish has subsided a little bit as well. This just tastes like almost pure light tobacco. It's medium bodied in terms of the heaviness of the smoke on the palate, but there are no notes. There are rare times that I encounter a cigar like this. I've had sort of bundle cigars that are very cheap that have had sort of a similar experience where it's just very low grade tobacco that's been sorted out, but this is a nice oily wrapper. It's a Nicaraguan puro. I was expecting heavy flavor, and it's not only that. It's not that I'm expecting heavy flavor and it's a little bit less than I thought. Even if I didn't know what cigar this was, my reaction would definitely be, wow, there's almost nothing here. I'm done several retrohales as well. Not really opening up anything other than just a light spice on the retrohale. It's a very much a hot air sort of situation where I'm just puffing. There's a lot of hot air, just a nice roasted tobacco, which is not a bad note in and of itself. If there's more there, you know, like this is just hot air, little roasted tobacco, and I'm guessing I'm really like pushing to get, you know, earth and wood. But other than that, those are barely noticeable. We'll see if there's anything more in the last third, but so far this is a little bit of a train wreck. I wasn't expecting a complex cigar, but I was expecting flavor at least. So we'll see. This might just be a dud, but I'll get back to you guys in the last third and give my final thoughts then. All right, it's been an hour almost exactly. There's quite a lot left, but I'm gonna call this early because there is not a semblance of change. It's quite astounding, the level of low complexity and flavor in this cigar. I've not really had anything close to it. I mean, its cheap bundle cigars have been similar, but then again, it's just, I don't know. I think I'm gonna chalk this up to being an individual dud. I cannot see this being the blend intended, and I cannot see some of my friends that have good palates that have liked this cigar before. I just can't see this being a true reflection of this cigar. The 20th anniversary Sungrown is a is a dud for me. This cigar has had nothing almost. Yeah, I'm almost lost for words because I don't know how to describe it better than just hot air, I guess. I'm not going to score it. There's no reason to. I don't even know what I would give. You know, what I would give a cigar of this level where it hasn't given me anything. So I won't give it anything either. But yeah, I have another Perdomo. I'll give it a shot. That's a Maduro. I can't imagine it'll be the same. I've had better Perdomos as well. This just hasn't been like I went into this in my intro. I said, you know, they haven't been mind-blowingly flavorful, but not like this, right? So I think it's like the 10th or 12th year anniversary or something like that. It's a Maduro in any case. Hopefully that's better. I'm gonna end this off. Construction's been really good. It's you know, a little bit worse now, but it's still fantastic. Yeah, just nothing here. Thankfully, it's a beautiful day. I've enjoyed it more than I would have if I was here in the cold, so can't complain too much about everything in general. Just not a good cigar. Sometimes that happens. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Tell me if you've had this cigar and you've loved it. Probably just a dud for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.